Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Inflict Wounds.
Oh, but I can't die. It's just wounds. That's more harm, but
That was harm.
This is a necromancy, range touch, cleric only. Although there are some subclasses that get it. I think, like probably a paladin. Yeah, there's definitely at least one like Oathbreaker or something gets this. It's not great on Oathbreaker, but it's cute. I still like the spell a lot. You touch a thing, make a melee spell attack against a creature you can reach. On hit, it takes 3d10 necrotic damage, and then you can upcast and get a bonus d10 for each slot above first. So if you spend the second level, you get 4d10. Don't usually want to do that because your second level spells normally are better than your first level spells when upcast. It's simple. It's cute. It's 3d10 damage. It's 2 sentences. Sure. I like it. It is one of those spells that, especially when you're playing with people that aren't like really entrenched in D&D, that are just kind of like, playing it more as a casual party game to socialize. This spell makes you go, oh, wow, whenever you see 19 damage get dunked onto something at first level, right? Like this is a spell that hits like a bus and will make eyes go, whoa, whenever the cleric all of a sudden out of nowhere just murks the boss for half their hit points.
Yeah, that said, this is the most generically named spell. I mean, every damage spell
too, right?
Every damaging spell inflicts wounds. That's the point. This is it reminds me, did you ever play Dragon Warrior on the NES? No? All right, yeah.
Bob, you're dating yourself.
Before your time. That's fine.
Yes.
Look at me. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a spell called Hurt. And then the higher level version of that was called Hurt More. And this reminds me of that.
This lovely camp. This is also lovely camp. I 100% agree. This is just like, oh yeah, inflict wounds. I don't know what that looks like, but I love it. It's just.
It's also like, I love that it's cleric exclusive because clerics are so often thought of as the healer, and it's like, not today, buddy.
I prepared for violence today. Yeah. I'm gonna inflict some wounds. We're done curing them. It's cute. This is the inverse of cure wounds, but so much better in every possible way because 3d10 is way more than a d8 plus 3, which is, it's big damage. Of all the spells, I think this one says most what it does and lives to that fantasy exactly. Yes. Whenever you take a spell on your character sheet and go, I want to inflict wounds, you know exactly what it does. There's no question. It doesn't do anything else. It isn't supposed to do anything else. There's some novelty in that. Is it riveting or game-changing, or am I putting it on every cleric ever? No, but, on your frontline clerics, maybe.
Yeah, I guess this is one of the few spells with perhaps absolutely no out-of-combat utility.
None whatsoever. All it does is kill things.
Yeah.
Like, by its nature, you just kill a thing.
Well, are we done? 3d10. That's, first level spell, that's good. It's it is limited by the touch range. But
its highest single target first level spell in the game still, I believe. I don't think there's a higher damage to a single entity you can deal than inflict wounds currently. I could be wrong about that, but like off the top of my head, I think this is the highest number you can get. That's pretty novel. It matters for some characters. I think like of the domains that want this, war domain is probably the most. It's the archetype I tend to see the most, but I also think it's the archetype that doesn't need this that much because it's attacking with great swords and stuff. If you have a good attack action, especially in the early game, you usually don't need inflict wounds. That being said, if you just want to slightly upgrade your attack for a turn, why not? This is more going to go on, I think, like trickery domain. I think this is more going on. Even Forge Domain, I like this on quite a bit because they're not necessarily great at attacking. They still kind of prefer to have decent damage and supportive options on their sheet. So yeah, I think Inflict Wounds goes on a couple of those sheets pretty well. If you're like Light Domain or Tempest Domain doesn't really need this either because it's not lightning or thunder damage. That's their whole shtick. But if you're any of the ranged options, again, that's mainly light and you don't really need this. Ironically, Life Domain likes this a lot because they're a tank option that gets no real martial prowess. So you just you put on heavy armor, you say I'm good at healing people, then I'm also just going to murk that thing with a touch of death. So, that's cute. I like that. It's fine. It's I don't know what I'm trying to buy for time, but there's some people say it's 310 damage.
We don't have to milk this for as much as we can. It's like I said, 2 lines of text. It inflicts wounds.
It's a 3 out of 5. I've seen a lot of people get really excited about it. Whenever it hits, it being able to miss is a big bummer. It's still fine. I like it.
It's yeah, I'm gonna just for the novelty of doing so much damage when it hits. I'm bumping that up to a 4. Yeah, that feels right. It's when it hits, you're gonna feel pretty good about it. And
Yeah,
some clerics are gonna want that option.
I regularly would rather have Guiding Bolt over this, like almost every single time. Unless I am, because if I'm a melee cleric, I want to have a good attack roll anyway. Like if I'm triggering domain, I definitely have a couple levels in Rogue. That's where I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. If you the novelty
Well,
of it is good, it
like
is the highest damage you can get.
if you're not a melee cleric, sometimes you're gonna find yourself in melee situations, and that's good.
I don't want to prepare a spell that I'm not going to be in a common situation for, though, right? Like most of the time, I'm going to look to disengage and try and cast Guiding Bolt there, probably, or cast Guiding Bolt on target that's not engaged with me, but maybe not. Maybe you do prepare the Inflict Wounds. You got the spell slots. Why not?
Yeah, just punch them in the nuts.
Sure.
All right, well, I guess that's that. Inflict Wounds. If you got any more to say about it, let us know down in the comments. What do you think about Inflict Wounds? Yeah, like, subscribe. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it, a gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.